Lightning rule went green, so we could have gone without a lightning concern. The attached anvil rule cleared, but the field mill rule is expected to clear at 58 minutes after the hour. So that's another 4.5 minutes from now. So we were close, but we needed about 25 minutes later launch time. It does remind me, at risk of offending some people, but the old saying that says it's better to be on the ground wishing you were flying than flying wishing you were on the ground.
Yes, definitely. Safety first, always, and making sure that when Bob and Doug do fly, they are flying safely and as planned. So this is standard procedure for us to make sure that they do have a safe flight to the International Space Station.
All right, well, for now, we're just continuing to stand by, expecting the call that all of that prop has now been offloaded from Falcon 9.
All right, venting vehicle tanks to nominal TPC set points or ingress.
At this moment, the launch escape.
Pectre. Tô tentando ver aqui das capturas lá de tela, mas
In our procedures to have Bob and Doug begin to make their way out of Dragon.
esse título de janela aqui, tipo, ele aparece e some, mano.
LD count on one.
Não sei porquê.
We have the prompt here for nominal crew egress.
Navegador, eu escolho a janela. Ele teria que ficar só na janela. Eu só não lembro isso aqui, o que que é. Título da janela combinar, título da janela, caso contrário, buscar a janela mesmo tipo. Deve combinar. Só que fica tudo preto, ó. Até que tu não vê aqui, eu tô em outro.
Disarming launch escape system for section 2 of 5.100.
Mas vai ser que horas, tu não sabe? Ou eles cancelaram de vez hoje?
That was the call we were waiting for.
Cara, eu acho estranho que eu não consigo capturar uma janela específica, velho.
Now going to disarm the launch escape system on Dragon. And once that's disarmed, those 8 Super Draco engines will be out of the mix.
SpaceX Dragon launch escape system has been disarmed into Alpha Decimal 3.
Copy that. We concur.
And showing then confirm the launch escape system has been disarmed.
And Dragon Space
Que
Side,
estranho, mano.
you are go to open your visors and proceed to section 3.
Okay, we'll open the visors and go to section 3.
As you heard and you can see, Bob and Doug can now open their visors,
Vem tu criando essas contas de novo, né?
exiting the vehicle. Again, they kept their visors on while the launch escape system was armed, while prop offloading was continuing, and that is just to make sure that they are safe. Now that there is no more propellant on any of the vehicles, they are safe to
Ah, não foi. As ideias.
and now are getting ready for that crew arm to swing back.
Ah, eu tô achando estranho que não faz a captura da tela que eu quero.
SpaceX Dragon with an update.
Deixa eu tirar essas duas telas, ó.
In 3.4, and we're ready for seat rotation when you are.
Copy that. We'll wait for the closeout team to open the hatch and verify clearance. And then
Ó, eu vou botar...
Dragon cap.
And there's
Eu
that
vou botar navegador aqui. Ó, fazer a captura da tela aqui do...
arm is in place. They will be able to open.
do Chrome, cadê?
Bob and Doug's seats will rotate back out of launch position
Aqui, ó, do Chrome. Olha, aparece, mas ele some.
and egress the vehicle.
Eu não sei porquê, mano. Ele fica preto, ó, tá ligado?
What they call nominal egress, so just the normal procedures for getting them out of the capsule. It means the The same closeout team that was there to get them in will be able to assist as they come out. They'll arrive and get that hatch open, and then they'll be able to rotate
Não sei por que tá dando isso.
pretty much forward, where they'll be in the original position that the seats were configured when they made their way into Dragon. It just gets them a little bit out and under the,
Eles vão cancelar mesmo, né?
out of the capsule a little
É, já vão sair.
They've been in those seats for about 3 hours at this point, so definitely a long day for the crew. As they woke up about 6 hours prior to our T-0, had their breakfast, which we confirmed was steak and eggs, at least for Doug Hurley. And then they proceeded through all of the suit up and the trip to the pad, making their way inside Dragon, where they've been for about the last 3 hours at this point. We were on track for an on-time liftoff right at 4:33 p.m. Eastern Time, but did have to scrub a little under 17 minutes before launch due to weather. So for now, we've offloaded all of the propellant off of Falcon 9. The launch escape system has been disarmed. That crew access arm is back right up next to Dragon, as you can see.
Mas é só porque eu não tenho a placa de captura, ó. Senão... Mas só que eu acho estranho que não... Bom, deixa eu tentar abrir uma outra guia aqui pra ver. Ah, mas já tem uma... Deixa eu abrir, sei lá, uma outra guia aqui do...
Go to another day, so we don't want to break that quarantine once we're putting them into that launch vehicle, and that's a standard quarantine that we have for any crew members flying to the international space.
Ó, vou tentar ver aqui, ó.
COVID-19 pandemic, obviously,
Navegador,
a little bit of extra pressure and a little bit of an extra spotlight.
Chrome.
But they're following a lot of the same procedures that we have in place just to keep crew members healthy before they go and spend several months in space in an enclosed environment with just a couple of other people.
Right, and it's a little bit more difficult to get them help on the space station, right? So we want to make sure that when they do head up to the space station, that they are fully healthy. So this, again, is standard procedure, not just because of this pandemic that's going on. This is a standard procedure for astronauts to quarantine prior to heading to the station.
Por que não quer ir, mano?
And as Dan mentioned, this is a standard procedure to exit the vehicle as well. We did scrub today, but this is not an emergency state. This is standard procedure. This is something that is...
Ele não faz captura de janela?
We do follow our standard procedures to make sure that everything is still safe.
Não sei se está por alguma atualização.
And go back into quarantine and get ready for our next launch attempt.
Looks like they're getting a chance to stretch their legs, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dan, Jesse, I'm monitoring along in the scrub procedure right now. They're getting the goes to get the folks back to the pad, the crew that'll open the hatch. So they have notified the team chief, launch engineering, to return to the pad. As a reminder, around the pad,
Mas só funciona a janela do jogo, ó. Quer ver, ó?
So they will head to the roadblocks. They'll pull them open so that they can drive to
Que a janela do jogo, ela...
I think is estimating it's still about 15 minutes for the crew to drive all the way down.
Não usou até...
Get up the tower.
Mano...
Begin operations on the hatch. They
Queria saber o que tá dando.
purge of the Dragon service section, which is nitrogen during the countdown, to avoid an oxygen leak. That is back on air now. The crew access arm is on air, so they're ready for the egress team to get up into the tower. But it's going to take them a little bit still, I think, to drive down the road in the vehicles and go up the elevator. But everything continuing to run per a normal scrub countdown, which we have had the opportunity to practice with the crew in, for example, the dry dress rehearsal last Saturday, after we had done the static fire of the Falcon 9 the day before.
I've been seeing a few questions, people asking why aren't we just trying to launch tomorrow? As John and I was talking us through, there's some very specific times you have to identify when you're going to be able to link up with the International Space Station. You'll only have so much fuel, which can only generate so much energy to
Ah, mas eu botei.
intersect with the station, which is flying at over 17,000 miles an hour. So you're hitting
Dragon
one bullet
SpaceX
with another
comms.
bullet. Some of our other launch attempts are able to make it
Go
to
ahead.
station, but have much longer
Hey, Dragon,
times.
to prevent us from losing comms, we're going to be switching to umbilical at this time. I'm going to be unmerging Countdown 1, but we'll keep you updated here on Dragon Ground.
Okay, yeah, we see the Kedris countdown with a little over 3 minutes. We'll stand by for your next call on umbilical.
Copy.
Cara, eu só tô meio confuso que ele não faz a captura de janela aqui, mano.
Reconfigure some communications. But as to why we're not launching, say, tomorrow,
And core and Countdown 1 loops are merged.
but when we pick our launch attempts, we also have to take in mind some of the human factors of these attempts. Some of these other launch attempts may exist, but it would require Dragon taking in excess of 30 or more hours potentially to reach the station, which could wreak some havoc with the sleep shifts cycles, not only for Bob and Doug, but also for the crew on board station that has to line up their sleep schedule with Bob and Doug as they arrive. And the crews on station and Bob and Doug will be operating off of Greenwich Mean Time once they get there.
Dragon SpaceX, comm check umbilical.
SpaceX Dragon loud and clear on umbilical.
Copy, have you the same.
Still getting good comm between the crew and the core here in Hawthorne. But really, just to sum it up, we pick our launch attempts for a number of reasons, not just can we make it to the station, but just how long is it going to take to get there. And that's why Saturday is going to be our best option. We're going to be targeting that one at 3:22 p.m. Eastern Time for our next attempt. And it'll be a little over 19, maybe a little over 20 hours until we actually arrive at the space station, if we're able to get off the ground on Saturday.
And this gives Bob and Doug, a few days to kind of shake
Tô
off
no
their
Discord.
launch attempt, give them some more time to rest, and again get ready for our launch attempt on Saturday.
Fala. Falei.
And if you're just now joining us, we did scrub our Demonstration 2 mission today.
É, tô ouvindo.
As John mentioned, we are waiting for the egress team to make it back to the launch pad, head up the tower, and help the
Ah, eu não sei, mano, eu não sei.
egress the vehicle.
Tô vendo. Perdi a vontade de jogar depois que caiu tudo, ó. Eu só achei estranho que não tá fazendo captura de janela, mano. Ele só faz aquela captura de tela de monitor, tá ligado? Escolhe o monitor 1 ou 2 e ele captura aquilo. É a mesma coisa do OBS, mano.
Dragon SpaceX for closeout team status.
O Streamlabs ele é do OBS, né? Só que é uma plataforma nova que tem atualização toda semana.
Proceeding to the white room.
Copy that.
Ó, se tu abrir lá a live, tu vai ver, ó.
You heard that call out. The egress team is at the pad and are proceeding to meet Bob and Doug in the white room, where they can open the hatch and help them exit the vehicle.
We'll continue to stick with Bob and Doug until we see that hatch get open and them start to make their way out. And then they're going to... and there we can get some views once more back.
Não, tá de boa.
See that egress team moving back in. They were wearing the black clean suits that we saw as they were helping Bob and Doug get into the Dragon just several hours ago. They're now going to get on the elevator, make their way back up, down the crew access arm, and then we'll get that Dragon side hatch opened.
And as we saw earlier, this is a very tall structure, but that elevator is pretty quick there. So we saw them enter the tower. It should be a very short time before they make
Não, eu tô com coisa aqui, ó.
are able to get to the white room and open the hatch for Bob and Doug.
Ele não cai não, eu tenho aquele suporte.
Ah, tá.
Ó, eu posso fazer o que eu quiser, eu não caio.
Vai não, eu tenho aquele suporte. Ah, tá. Ó. Caraca. Deixa eu pensar aqui. Tá.
Ó, tem 5 caras online na live aí, sim. Hihi.
If you
Não, não, não. Eu tô achando.
And it should just be a few more moments. We'll see that closeout team make their way back into the crew access arm and down the hatchway.
Não, não.
If you are just now tuning in, we did
Podia excluir, né, ele. Tudo, né?
17 minutes before launch. Our next launch attempt is going to be this Saturday.
Qual que era mesmo? O do...
Another instantaneous
Isso aqui, né? Copiar o link, pelo menos?
p.m. Eastern time over there in Florida.
Não, eu já tinha feito backup.
Assuming an on-time launch, it'll be
Eu já tinha feito backup.
that we were looking at today, where it'll be roughly about 19 hours before they make that initial contact to the international.
Tá, mas então é mais fácil a gente ir lá naquele programa, aí eu não fico mais em live. Aí é mais fácil.
Gradually raise their orbit until
Tá,
they're
eu vou fechar aqui então.
a few hundred meters below the station, and maybe a few
Deixa eu só fazer uma... Deixa eu só fazer uma raid aqui.
approach initiation maneuvers. And by
Pera aí, pessoal.
team here in Hawthorne will be working very closely with
Quem
the
tá na live aí fica aí ainda, tá? Só um minutinho.
Space Station Flight Control Room. Weather for Saturday still not ideal, but it's roughly what we started out with today, where we have about a 40% chance, possibility of violation, and it'll be tracking a lot of the same issues with cumulus clouds and potential precipitation. We'll also be keeping an eye on all of the downrange weather.
Deixa eu só fazer um esquema muito doido aqui.
Their way into the crew access arm now, so we should see them get that Dragon side hatch open in just a few minutes. But as a reminder, we'll be looking at weather around the launch pad and
Faça uma raid aqui.
in their flight path on the way to orbit.
Eu vou deixar a live de outro cara aí passando, tá? Chega lá na live dele e fala que veio pelo pato aí.
Land down in the Atlantic Ocean, we will be making sure that the weather is at acceptable levels.
Talvez depois eu volto, eu não sei, tá, pessoal? Amanhã é de certeza. Que deu uns problemas aí, eu tenho que tentar
Coming down now should
ver o que deu.
open momentarily, and then we can begin to get Bob and Doug out of the Dragon spacecraft.
Foi cancelado!
We are staying live until
Foi cancelado!
Bob and Doug are safely
Não sei.
Dragon. You can see on your left-hand screen the team getting ready
Não, estão pedindo aqui do lançamento aqui.
and help them out of their seats.
velho. Olha a raidzinha, galera. Valeu.
And at this point, the launch escape system has been disarmed. That was done after
Ah, por causa do tempo?
offloaded all
Por causa do tempo!
from the first and second stage of the Falcon 9 rocket.
Deixa eu tirar o microfone daqui, peraí.
Dragon, so the teams looked like they were just doing what we call kind of a sniff test, so using a portable detector just to assess the atmosphere around the Dragon capsule itself before they get the hatch open and bring Bob and Doug out.
Fica preso aí, amigão. Quem tá faltando? Ah, você. Tchau.
All of this is standard safety procedures for egressing the vehicle. This is to ensure the safety of the crew as well as Bob and Doug.
Dragon SpaceX for status.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the closeout team is at the White Room. They are configuring the crew arm for egress, expected to take no earlier than 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Thank you.
Falando, esse jogo aqui é bom
It
demais.
should be just about 10 minutes. As a reminder, they're in the White Room. We walked through that a little bit earlier in our coverage this morning. The white room named simply because of its color, and that's something that started all the way back during earlier Gemini missions, and that is literally the last place on planet Earth where astronauts are standing before they get loaded into this vehicle. It has an environmental control apparatus and a seal that it can put right up against the Dragon spacecraft just to keep all of that dust, dirt, and Florida humidity
And Dragon
out of the
SpaceX,
capsule.
we're right at 3 hours in seat rotation. I just wanted to check in with you on comfort levels.
I'd say no changes, Jay. It hasn't been too bad at all.
Copy all.
And obviously at this point, with the launch escape system disarmed, we have loosened up straps and gotten our feet out of the straps on the bottom of the seat, so it's a little more comfortable anyway.
Copy all. Looks comfortable.
Right now, the closeout team just going to take a couple of minutes to configure the white room. They'll set up a seal between it and the Dragon spacecraft just to make sure we're not letting anything from the surrounding environment get into that spacecraft, which is kept very pristine, obviously, for the crew members once they're inside. They have a small bridge that just connects the crew arm to the capsule itself. Just making